cryptocurrencies, essentially, we know now that G20 has decided to adopt the synthesis paper from IMF FSB, suggesting that you shouldn't be banning cryptocurrencies. Banning is not going to be the way forward. Some sort of regulation perhaps is in the offing.
Yes, and the paper that was suggested, all the G20 nations on the sidelines agreed to what was on that paper. India, while agreeing to it, will be analyzing all the recommendations made by the Financial Stability Board and the IMF, and it will take a few months to decide its own course. One of the big things that has been suggested on this paper is that each nation develop its own financial action task force, FATFs, on the regulation of unbacked crypto assets. Now, what are unbacked crypto assets? Are those that have no, that don't rest their value on crude or gold or anything. They are just for speculation, and these are the old ones. The case 2 points, the most popular one, Bitcoin, is an unbacked asset. So these are the ones that need to be regulated. India, taking on the task, taking on the mantle of being the voice of the global south, the synthesis paper also suggested that the most vulnerable nations to money laundering through these crypto assets and through terror financing and narcotics are the global south nations, are the developing nations. So that is where things stand. India, the good thing is all the nations have agreed in principle. How they will go about it, how the regulations will come on these unbacked crypto assets, India will take a few months to analyze and take its course.
All right, and it's an important mention of the FATF, because so far what we've been reading, what's been coming out in headlines is that crypto, there's an agreement on having some sort of regulation or a template rather, which is the exact word that Finance Minister used while explaining what could be in offing, and this all discussion will take place in the new meeting, the meeting that is likely to continue of the Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors in Morocco, in Marrakesh, whenever that happens in October perhaps. But I think what's going to come out is that, you know, cryptos need to be regulated also to hamper, to put a stop to, you know, terror financing, because terror financing usually happening through cryptos has also been identified is a problem in the synthesis paper, Kartik.
So I think, you know, very simply put, there's a great possibility, potential of cryptocurrency being used to fund illegal activities. Terror financing could be one of them, right? Because of the very nature of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain that protects every transaction and records in a distributed ledger system every single transaction, I think it is not possible right now for any government or any individual to say that yes, crypto has financed terror or crypto has indulged in narcotics or whatever. These are threats of or, you know, risks of an unregulated transaction financial instrument like crypto, right? But let's narrow focus on what the G20 nations have agreed upon and what are still some of the open areas. I think what has definitely been agreed upon is that there is no blanket ban on cryptocurrencies, right? So cryptocurrency has not been banned. Cryptocurrency continues to exist, right? No nation has banned cryptocurrencies. The second thing is that cryptocurrency will not be used as legal tender. Cryptocurrency will not be used like cash is used or a credit card or like we say UPI is used to make direct purchases as a substitute to cash or cash denominated instruments. So cryptocurrency is not going to be a monetary asset, right? And the third thing is that every country has decided by signing the New Delhi Declaration and adopting it in their charter is that there is going to be some thought and some mind put into regulating cryptocurrencies. What has, however, not been agreed upon yet, perhaps not even proposed yet, is who regulates cryptocurrency. Is it the job of the central bank? Is it the job of the stock market regulator? Or is it the job of the Ministry of Finance? Or is it the job of, let's say, the Ministry of IT, technology? So, you know, we really don't know yet, you know, what is
which
the
part
mechanism
of the government will do it,
and which part of the government and which class of an asset would you call it?
Right.
It is definitely at the cusp of technology. It is definitely at the cusp of being a financial asset because its value goes up and down. And as the case may be, it is also in some countries being used as a transaction tool where you can, let's say, you know, give a cryptocurrency to buy a tangible or non-tangible asset. I mean, a few years ago, even Elon Musk was saying that he's going to let people buy the Tesla car using Bitcoin, right? So,
My understanding is, so since it's a matter of financial mandate, it's going to be regulated, and this is purely on the basis of what I've understood that's come out so far. It's going to be managed by both the finance ministry as well as the central bank governors of countries which are going to sign up. But important to point out, if an FATF is going to be set up within each country, they're all going to monitor the use of this cryptocurrency. I mean, it's not going to be a legal tender, which is so far clear. So you can't use it to buy a good or buy a service. But if you are in case using it at all, you are going to be monitored very, very closely.
And probably penalized.
Okay.
The people who are violating the that clause
Laws
of the law of the land, that it is being used. There was talk sometimes that cryptocurrency will be extended to buying your tickets or land or like Tesla cars. So that will have to be halted. And again, there will be a differentiation between unbacked crypto assets and backed crypto assets. Unbacked crypto assets.
What's the difference between the two?
Unbacked crypto assets are the oldest ones, like Bitcoin. Nobody knows where it started from. Nobody knows why every 4 years it is halved.
Okay.
Okay.
The value of it.
The value of it, it is halved. It is whether it's controlled by people. So even when you are regulating it and you have to penalize somebody, who do you penalize? The regulated the backed crypto assets back their value on, say, things like gold, crude or whatever. So they are a little safer. So that differentiation will be, the Financial Action Task Force basically will first look at that differentiation, isolate the ones that are more vulnerable and more vulnerable to terror financing or narcotics or things of that sort, and then probably go about their laws. It's going to be the laws too. The monitoring too will have to have a lot of algorithms and those
Tech
sorts
influence.
of tech influence into it.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a process.
You know, when you talk about not safe, non-bagged, I'm reminded of the Dogecoin. With that dog photo, which again Elon Musk is responsible for promoting how? I mean, to the point where he changed his own photograph and he said, I bought so many crypto assets, I've bought Dogecoin, prices went up.
You remember that one day when the Twitter logo
Was
also
changed.
before
Yes,
it became
became
X,
dog.
was
Became
replaced by the Dogecoin logo.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very, heartening there, at least as far as crypto regulations or a roadmap for crypto regulations is concerned.